Self-belief is one of the most powerful abilities you can cultivate in life, and it only takes 5 words. I am the common denominator. But it all depends on the perspective you take, right? Because a simple change in perspective can be the difference between putting yourself down and holding yourself back in life and building yourself up and progressing yourself forward. In this video, I thought I would just talk about my relationship with these words and how it's evolved, especially over the last couple of years. Growing up, there was quite a fair bit of expectations placed on me, and needless to say, I did not meet those expectations many times. When I didn't get straight A's, it was, did you not study enough? When I didn't get into top schools, which again, weren't even my top choices, they were ones my parents had curated for me. It was, are you not good enough? Did you not work hard enough? What did we work so hard for? And the more you hear that at home, and those are only 2 instances, right? All the little moments in between, I can't even begin to mention. You start to associate that as part of who you are. The feeling of ownership for all of your failures, your shortcomings. And you bring that with you when you step out the door into the real world. Something as simple as not being a starter on the football team, I would think to myself, am I not aggressive enough? Am I not skilled enough? To when I got to college and I didn't get into a club or I didn't get that prestigious internship, I would think to myself, am I not well spoken enough? Was my resume not polished enough or good enough? To even romantic interests. When things didn't work out with girls I was interested in, it was always me, my fault, right? It was, am I not confident enough? Am I not attractive enough? Was I not flirty enough? Am I too needy? Which that in itself is an entirely separate video that needs to be made. But the common theme in all of those scenarios throughout my life was I was the common denominator, right? I was the common denominator when life didn't go according to plan, didn't meet expectations, and it was because of my own shortcomings, right? Because that's what I was led to believe growing up. So what would be any different in the future, right? Over time, I began to work on myself, especially the last couple of years. And I started to notice, kind of alongside that, especially when I would journal, that I started to flip and slowly shift that perspective. I would, instead of focusing and dwelling on situations where life didn't go according to plan, I started to shift my focus, my line of sight, towards all the times that it did. All the times that the hard work, the preparation, the positivity and persistence were what led me to be able to make something happen out of nothing when my back was against the wall or the situation was looking bleak and uncertain. What we don't always realize is life isn't perfect. It's entirely imperfect. It's not going to go according to plan every single time. But you can instead shift your focus to the times that it does. When, regardless of circumstance, you showed up and you were able to make something for yourself. And now you might be saying, Dennis, that has not happened to me in my life. But seriously, take 5, 10 minutes and just think back to your experiences in life. And I don't necessarily mean big ticket memories or accolades, achievements, whatever. It can be the little wins, the little moments, right? When you were able to get that last minute part time job at that restaurant in the summer. When you were able to make that new friend your second year of school. All of those seemingly little moments, those are the ones that add up. They shape who you are. And in all of those scenarios, you were the common denominator, right? They wouldn't have happened had you not put your best self forward and gave it a shot. And even as you sit here right now, watching a video on building self-belief, that in itself, I don't know if you realize just how incredible and admirable that is. Because the beautiful thing about self-belief is that when you foster and cultivate it within yourself, you're more equipped to bring it out and help others do the same. And the fact that you're doing that, could you have said the same a handful of months, a couple of years ago, right? The fact that you're sitting here now and you've been through challenging times, you've gone through some emotionally taxing situations in your life, to be at a place where you still want to do better for yourself and for others, that is courageous. And I hope that you recognize in getting yourself to this point and in every single situation in your life going forward, you are the common denominator.